Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to VRML Preseason Week 5. This is, once again, Palidore, joined by SputnikKobra, and we're here to witness this match between Reboot and Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos is still having a hard time in the preseason trying to find their fourth player. So they've been going through substitutes with their main roster of Dano, McFabulous, Cakester, and Farafo. And joining them as their substitute for this match is going to be not former player, we haven't seen him this preseason. And he's coming back from the previous seasons. It's Brennan Cecil, and I'm really excited to see how he plays and to see how this team does.
Oh yeah, this will be an interesting one here, always seeing Brennan at any point. I do believe he made an appearance once, at least once, maybe twice, but at least once before, but it was early on. So it's been kind of sparse that you see Brennan, but he is also, like you mentioned, one of the earliest players here of Echo Arena, there since the beta days.
Yeah, Brennan's definitely a dedicated player, and it's good to see him back.
Absolutely, and now going out for the launch here, first round. This is a match between Reboot and Chaos. Reboot being a Neon, a Dipman, 5-spotted dog, and Sweet Potato against Chaos, which is Dano, Brennan, Cecil, Cakester, and Farafo as a disc just floats there, waiting to be handled, and there you go, off and underway to Dano. Dano looking for a deep one there. Cakester on the way, taking it, is 5-spotted, being stunned all over the place. So 3-man boost and a potato. Going for the disc here is a pair of players, Brennan and Dano for Chaos, trying to cause just that inside the dog pile, the 5-dog pile, as it goes up here to the bubble area, looking like a recollection by Dip. But then taken back, now Sweet coming through with the disc as well, and a clear that's just going to bounce right on back to the wedge.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication there as Sweet Potato just took the clear right out of the player's hand.
She was coming in hot. That was a hot potato, and, it was one of those grabs. Sometimes, when you're flying in with speed. Ooh, collecting here. You're flying in with speed. Sometimes you're liable to knock the disc loose, sometimes with your head, sometimes with your hand. It'll happen from time to time, but either or. Chaos here on the front door. Well, maybe more like the back for now. Off that bouncy clear. So right back to Dano, and now Chaos going up front with a good pass there. Taken back. Oh, off the wall. Actually, a pair of players there. Going to be taken back by Farafo. He was going to go to the nest or shoulder area. Now down below it goes. Dipman is at the goal and being stunned out. So Brennan for Chaos getting the first couple points.
Chaos had some good spacing. They took their time on their passes. They got Brennan on the floor, and he went right to the goal for a nice 2.
And so for Chaos here, they've had, like you mentioned earlier, kind of an interesting season. We talked about it before the cast as well. Just they've had a cycle of a lot of different members, of sub situations. They've looked honestly good when they have their even 3/4 of their full team. Honestly, it's just more so they've been through so much turnover roster-wise that it's hard for them to really come together and develop that chemistry. Now that said, that shot a little bit off here for Dip. So going to be slung out there by Dano into the corner pocket once more, where it'll be retaken by 5-spotted. Missed pass will float on actually to Neon, but he's not going to be on because Brendan now. So offense first on the other end, coming back here on this possession with some defense. It was a good look from Reboot, but couldn't get it through the defense of Brennan Cecil. Dano will come through with it. He's going to be stunned. That's a good punch there. Coming in from Dipman. And now being taken over by Cakester. Cakester looking for a deep play. Will not be on the way, but maybe on the second attempt. Brennan coming through. Looking for his angles, but cannot quite find the pass. So a few just stray passes here coming out on this side of the floor, seems like. And as a result, just floating between both teams possession-wise at the moment. Now we'll go on here for maybe a one-on-one, taking it from deep there. Rejected of the outer edge of the bubble. We'll find a return pass, though, so a second attempt. Not a lot of momentum going down low. Taken right back, Cakes to the rebound. And Farafo is who he found, but the pass not finding anyone, going to the back line, sailing there. But on the stack, it's Chaos again. So stays on this side of the floor.
You know, they made a lot of good passes. They got to the bubble, and I guess Farafo miscommunicated that pass, and he sent it right back.
Yeah, being pressured there into some early passes maybe. A good stun from 5-spotted Doug. Will roll back to his teammates. It'll be a loosely contested. There's 3 people here for Reboot. Not able to find a passing lane. They're just a bit clumped up, so kind of forced into a clear. Luckily for them, Sweet will find it. Now find a good pass over, but going to be assaulted here. So Neon getting stunned. Not too dissimilar from what we saw 5-spotted do just a moment ago. But that will be a good delivery up to Dip, and Dip will get in for the 2 points. Tied up.
Good assist by Neon, and Dipman with the 5-meter shot.
Doing some good work there. Finally able to find the disc and getting a good opportunity based off of it. Just a one man at the goal basically. The rest of the defense scrambled. That's what I was mentioning in the last cast as well. How anytime you have those number situations where there's not a full as a shot almost goes through. There's not a full crew of players on defense inside the bubble. You want to press that if you can. Absolutely. Now going in here trying to press that one, and that's going to be a 2-point shot. And a Sweet Potato doing a dance, taking her chance. Why not? 4-2 here for Chaos. And sorry, go ahead.
Reboot left the goal at an unopportune time.
And something going on there, just missing the handles on the joust. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe that was not a dance from Sweet, but a timeout. Perhaps? I don't know.
Maybe it was a little bit of panic because it would have made sense for why they weren't able to contest the other team in the bubble.
Yeah, they weren't really going for the joust. They were all in the spawn area. They weren't even going for the tunnel. So maybe I misinterpreted the dance or a timeout call, which is pretty interesting. I can't say I've seen that be done before by a player in a comp game, but interesting. If I were a better referee. By the way, I'm not a referee, just to clarify. But if I were a better referee, I would have recognized that as a timeout.
I mean, I just saw the dance. I think in game you're able to put your hand, you can do the old T by forming a T with your hands to signal a timeout, which is used in basketball.
Yeah, I didn't catch on as well. So the thing is, I'm confused here a little bit as a result because on the spec cams, I don't hear when the timeouts are pinged exactly. So assuming they hit the restart button before that last shot even went through, that last joust, and Chaos just didn't respond. I don't know if that's the case, but something kind of the teams will have to figure out here, I do suppose.
Yeah, so I guess it was a technical difficulty, and now we're just waiting until they fix it. So looking at the stats, Sweet Potato just said she's ready, so
We don't have stats.
we're about to start it back up.
Off those restarts, unfortunately. We're hoping to have something in the works to fix that somewhat soon, maybe. No promises, but
Well, I saw Sweet Potato with a few good saves. Those I remember. So I know going into this, Sweet Potato's had at least 2 saves. Good defensive presence, keeping the team, focused on goals, and they're not playing on their back heel.
yeah, she's been always doing a consistent job for her team. Most veteran player on her team, I would say. Although today, I'm not positive if that's the case. Dipman's been around for a while. He's not sure how long in relation to Potato, but I know he's been around for a bit at least. Just as well, you have Neon and 5-spotted. All in the grand scheme of things, relatively new players compared to a lot of those out there, but really great to see them joining in here in the league and competing, getting better each week. I know they competed plenty. I mean, I use the phrase competing loosely when I say they competed in beer league. I know it's more of a fun community league more so than try hardiness and stuff. But I've casted a few of those games. Those are always fun. Nice to see them all work their way in from that community to this one and have a good time, across the community in all these different leagues. In any case, it will be the Joust coming back out now. 4-2 for Chaos then, it would seem. An office grab. Taking it is Farafo. Farafo going deep and back to Cakester. Not make the shot. Just bounces right back and might as well because there was a guy at goal anyways. But finding itself now in the corner pocket where Farafo will get the disc. Back it out towards the tunnel and be contested here by Neon. Looking for Brennan now. Substituting here for Chaos. Doing a pretty good job so far, but that's a good dive from Sweet. And there's another one of those defensive plays you talked about from Sweet Potato. Rolling on in now for a pass to the shoulder. Rolling on over is going to go below where a few players for Reboot try to grab that one on the rebound. The reboot, if you will. Now to the other side, Brennan finds it, sends it, and looks like we'll get it. Self-pass the geometric way as he backs it out to his teammate way there in the back, playing the back pass lane. Now that disc actually will take a weird roll, misread on it, so it will result in Dano taking that over, passing it under, and going into the goal for the 6-2 lead, Brennan Cecil.
Good play by Brennan. A lot of frantic play, but they were able to get it under control and send it up the court.
Yeah, it took a little bit, but they found their way there. And BTS King in the chat saying, "Let's got." Why not? I'm sure you meant go, but I just had to say something. And also Zenith, solid game so far, slow scoring, but solid he says. And indeed, thanks for the bits and thanks for stopping by on the stream here today as Brennan Cecil finds a way. It's Cakester with the disc now. A good stack here, a little bit on the overshoot, but Neon will find it. So good diversion and looking there for the sidewinding shots. Interesting strategy there. Not a bad one. That's something I actually admittedly experimented around with for 3 or 4 weeks, I think. Back in 2017, going sideways and shooting to make easier mail slot shots and whatnot. But honestly, it was a little bit too, I don't know, multitask heavy for me. But we know there's plenty of players in the league, of course, who do take full advantage of the inversion. For instance, inverted. We're over on Synapse as well. We got Zach and Andy. You know, they love to go for those wiggly plays on the offense. They had a cute name for it. I just can't remember what it was called, but whatever it was, they do it quite a bit. Now going back for it, and as I see Andy in the chat, well, how about that? Dano will go down low and have himself a goal. Whirly twirly, that was it. Dim Wee in the clutch. Handing me the, I guess, caster's assist, sort of, from the Twitch end of things. I don't know why I can't remember Whirly Twirly. It should be something I remember at this point, but nope.
Some good strong play from Chaos. They've been able to corral the disc, slow it down, and play to their advantage.
Now looking to do just that, get it through. That's a good string of passes actually from Chaos, and as a result, we'll at least have a shot. The attempt will not be successful, but the rebound will. So Cakester coming through and climbing around that wedge, around that back pocket. You see Dipman here along with Neon. They're all trying to contest that lower pass, and Chaos is trying to play it for the last shot, which is a good strategy from them. Now Sweet will get another grab there in the bubble, clear it out to the other side. Now finding it with a few seconds to spare, but not to make a goal. Chaos coming away in the first round, 8-2.
So looking at the stats, even though we had the restart and we lost half of them, we have 2 points carrying over from the restart on Reboot. Now with the new stats, Neon has 1 steal and Sweet Potato has 1 save. Considering that Sweet Potato probably had 2 saves from the existing round, let's say she had 3, and Dano coming in with 2 points. on Chaos, 1 assist, 4 stuns. Brennan Cecil with 2 points, 1 save, 12 stuns. And Cakester with 1 assist, 1 save, 6 stuns. And Farafo coming in with 2 stuns.
And see, talking about, you know, let's give Sweet an extra save and stuff. Well, yeah, exactly. See, we are the NBA just about. Scorekeepers being the leading factors, and what's a block, what's an assist? It's all on us. We get to choose. Yeah, let's give Sweet an assist. Why not? I want to give Neon an assist as well. Let's see. I want to give 1 steal to Dipman. 5 spotted is going to get 3 punches from me. Actually, make it 5 just to round it out. And Sir Dimwee is in the chat. Will get 1 thumbs up as well. So you can put that on your stat sheet, Dimwee. I know you love him. Thanks for the assist earlier. And no. Teams, ping the teams. The clock, it's off. It is off. Oh dear,
Right.
dearie me.
Pinging the teams right now.
Okay, this will be one of those situations, as it happens to be occasionally when there's resets going, where yeah, the clock gets all messed up. So we started at what, 4:22, I believe. So off this first goal, it's going to be a matter of math problems. So Farafo will take this disc, and there's the first shot for him. So nice even, right about 4 minutes. So I suppose they'll start at 10, take 22 seconds off. There you go, yeah. We're good. I hope, as long as the teams recognize the time and restart here. Otherwise, it gets all the more complicated.
And we're going to lose our stats again upon the restart. So it's going to make stat keeping a little bit more difficult.
Oh dear, and no one recognized the time. Well, in that case, 3.5 minutes left in this second round already. Wow, that went by quick, Sputnik, as we see a clear get sent down to the other side. Dano trying to look, or Farafo rather, getting a boost off Dano. They finally get back on the stack, and now Farafo going for maybe a shot, loses the handles. Neon will find it, but not for very long. The other end, Sweet Potato getting stunned, so back again. Stun, stun, stun. A chain of them will get it done, but not very fun, certainly for Reboot, who can't get it cleared because back it's Cakester in the distance and looking for a pass near to Dano, where he finds another pass that just goes out the hands of Farafo, and oh boy, 2:55 left. And this one, as a shot goes through for 2, Cakester.
It must be time traveling because that was a very quick round.
Yeah, the clock continues to wind. Hopefully we don't get to the very end of it before they realize, but alas, there we go. Okay, well, this is the time of the day where I remind you and remind everyone at home, I am not a ref and I don't do math, so what the time is, no idea.
They played through 2 possessions. I don't know if we can count that round. I think they're going to discuss that now.
Well, the scores should count. It's just they have to start basically with a couple minutes off the clock. They just, I believe they started at like 4:22, and I don't know what we ended at in that round. But either way, we got to take away a couple minutes off the clock. The points should count. Everything else should be solid. Seems like they're just reading up here with a full 10 minutes, which is interesting.
Well, as Cruisin says, who did that? Well, Cruisin, I don't know who did that, but they're fixing it now.
Well, you see when you restart, because we had a mid-round restart, which means you have to fix the clock. But when you leave the clock at whatever you restarted it from, when you start the next round, it'll start with that time. That was a really bad way of describing it. I used way too many. Point is, when you restart and you have a certain time, that time carries over to the next round. There, that was much more efficient. There you go. So I suppose, because of that, I'll just, here. Didn't get to this in the first time anyway, so this was the first round score, was 8-2 in favor of Chaos. Don't have any stats to show you, unfortunately, but other than that, it looks like team's got 8 minutes on the clock now, so that will be okay.
I mean, I remember from round 1 that Sweet Potato made 3 saves, and that might not be correct, but I'm going to assert that as fact.
I reject your reality and substitute my own. Shout out Adam Savage. Anyway. About 8 minutes there, and it's more or less correct. Plus or minus 10 or 20 seconds. But yes, this is where most certainly timeout button will come in handy. That is on the very, very top of my list as far as new parameters I'd like to see added to private matches. But with that said, here we go back into round 2. So pardon the technical difficulties, folks, but thanks for joining us here for our final match of the night. We're going right back to it. 8 minutes on the clock. Why not? Sounds good. We talked about giving players stats, awarding them some saves and things like that. We'll say that this is the correct time, and as they go in for the correct shot, but correcting it on the catch instead for Raffo, that was nice. So Farafo will come away with that one. Off to the other end. Taken there by Cakester. And now trying to defend Dipman and Sweet in the goal. Just guarding that outer edge of the bubble right now. And just on the other side, kind of forming that front line was Chaos. Now that loose disc does find Brennan. He'll have Farafo on the back right by Bowtie. Just in case he needs. We'll just juke on through and go in for 2. Brennan now 6 points for Chaos.
Brendan didn't see a pass, so he figured I'm just going to juke this defender, and he made a nice shot at 4 meters.
And would I be remiss to say classic Brennan?
Oh, absolutely.
Loves those jukes, those ducks, sidesteps, jumps, whatever it is, you name it. He was doing it from the beginning, just as early as, Lemming or anyone else. Early days before people were really moving and jumping and ducking. People like Lemming were, people like Brennan were. But over here now, on the other side, Reboot taking that one. They're going to find that clear and maybe receive there at the other end, indeed, by Brennan. Aforementioned Brennan, as he goes here for a back pass. So Farafo playing the back line a few times now just to offer Brennan the best available opportunities. And indeed, Brennan is a sub, just to clarify there for Cruising in the chat. But having quite an effective game as he comes in here for another 2, just as we say that.
Brennan's playing strong. He's making most of the goals, and he's doing a real great job for Chaos.
Yeah, just getting it done with efficiency right now, especially in the second round, finding himself a few goals here. Right as a Sweet Potato rolls on out. Now, it will be collected on the other end as Stacks just contests the back line. Neon's going to come away with it. He has a pass to Dipman, as well as his players in the back way in the midfield. He will go to Dip. Dip trying to return the pass as the defense collapsed on him. And now will be received there, slung out. But again, in that back line I talked about, Sweet Potato just playing that clear lane. Neon not quite getting that first catch. Brennan will receive it. Look for another back pass. This time to Cakester. And that one will be a clear only into the hands of Sweet again. So a second time in a row now, Sweet Potato playing the perfect passing lane, or clear lane rather, for the interception.
Yeah, Sweet Potato is playing great defense, keeping our team in it.
But keeping them in it for Chaos. Brendan Cecil again. That is 10 points now, and he's had several consecutive goals. I mean, 6 alone just since that last restart a few minutes back. So he is just working the offense, as good as anyone. You'd think he's a perma player for the team. The way he's just spreading the floor, finding the discs, and finding the efficient pushes on the offensive end.
KS has had some good boosting. They're able to get down the court, and make these shots. If they keep it like this, they're going to have a 3 sweep.
And that one will go for Farafo. Speaking of the 3, he gets that one done. And finally, someone other than Brennan makes a shot. Of course, certainly Chaos has plenty of capable players, shooters, but Brennan obviously the hot hand the last couple rounds for them. So on this rollout, Sweet Potato takes it, gets the disc off to 5 spotted before the punch, but then the second stack, and that is what I was talking about in some of the earlier matches, in the earlier streams, about those metas developing with a double stack. So dangerous. That shot, a little bit dangerous, but not going in the first time. Brennan finding the punch, and then I had a hunch that would be a goal. Brennan continues his streak.
Brennan getting a nice offensive punch in the bubble, and getting rid of it right before he got stunned by the defender.
Cruising in the chat saying, at this point, I would just start passing more as Brennan. Well, Brennan heard that and he said, nope. At least on that attempt. Speaking of the man, again, there is an interception by him. It was actually taken by Farafo. Probably a good thing because there was a defender there, so it looked like a shot attempt. But you know what? A good grab by Farafo will get it done. So Farafo now buying the 17th point here.
Good inner backboard shot by Farafo made it difficult for Sweet Potato to respond and save it.
And although, just not able to get off to the same momentum they had in that first round, still trying to play their defense here, trying to get a rollout, but seems like as the minutes pass by here, it's just getting tougher on the defensive end because here is Brennan for the win on that grab. Pretty much capping off what has been a Brennan Cecil exclusive round just about. Coming through 11 of the 20 points. And that was just since the restart, so I'm pretty sure he had more than that. But
those saves and those goals, they're all lost to time. Unless you want to go back and count them, but no one's going to do that.
I'll do it. I won't. I just wanted to be contrarian.
Well, Palidore will do it.
I might. I mean, I've in some situations I've been curious, like for instance, counting Slin's game way in week 1 or 2 as a game gets ready to be restarted. Looks like, yeah, okay, good. So they're setting it to just 1 round. In any case, that victory there indeed going to Chaos, both rounds, finding themselves at the advantage. And as I was trying to mention, yeah, I went back and counted like Slin's game before, where he finished with 39 points because there was a restart situation, but I knew he had scored so much that I had to find out how much he scored. So it was 39 at the time. Current highest record, in case anyone's curious, over the course of 3 rounds, I do believe goes to Ender again. Now, he started off week 1 of preseason with a 36-point game, and then around week 3, I believe, 3 or 4, Ender had himself a 41-point game. Now, unfortunately, that game was actually lost, basically the lost episode of VRML, because it was streamed to the 3rd channel, which actually wasn't set up to save the VODs. But we did have casters there. Sir Dimmy was there and verified the fact that 41 points were had, so I still consider that a reliable source.
Well, Brennan might be able to contest that. If he gets 20 more points, he could beat that.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps pressing on and has a strong round here, I just may have to revisit the stat sheet after all, so we'll see how it rolls out as this 3rd round unfolds. Chaos looking to cause some more of it. Neon, though, trying to find a pass, but it will be grabbed up there by Dano. So he gets a clear, and it will bounce right off into the top of the ceiling, right outside the ramp area. A good stack from Sweet Potato. Will recover it there. Her and 5 spotted. But only clearing it into the back line where Brennan awaits. Kind of finding himself with a late Thanksgiving feast almost. He's just collecting the disc at every opportunity, it seems. Has a nose for it at the moment. Trying to rise for it. The cake, though, will not rise. It will be slung right back out now to Dip. Getting that over to the other end. That's going to be a rough bounce. Maybe recovered. No! Instead, just sails past a handful of players for both teams before finally finding a handful of the disc. But Neon gets it there. Now he's playing the back line. So very nice midfield play by these teams. They're getting a lot of these interceptions. Maybe none better than that one. That was a beautiful grab from Neon. He'll go down below to Sweet Potato. A shot fake, a pass fake rather. And make no mistake, that was a tight-knit shot in the close quarters. Off goes, and Neon, I suppose, will end up with it. It could have gone any which way, but Reboot finding a way.
Reboot's playing hard. They're playing to get these rebounds, and Neon just slapped it right back in.
A very nice effort there, and some, again, just tight passing. There was so much contesting going on. But Reboot just managing to find those extra opportunities, find their aim on their teammates, get the extra rebounds off of some of the rolls, buying themselves opportunities. Kind of like this one. They're trying to go in for it again. They knocked it loose. Once again, recovered here. So now, Reboot, great pass, Sweet Potato, and she will go on in. She lets go of the disc before finding it once more, and in for the score.
Moving Sweet Potato to the front line was a good move. It's totally changed momentum. She's just as strong of a striker as she is as a goalie.
Absolutely. You know she's capable on either end of it. I mean, I've been scored on by Sweet Potato. I've been, blocked by her too, and it happens, even to the best of doors. But no, Sweet Potato, very talented player, and I agree. This is playing out for them because they seem like for Reboot they're causing a lot more turnovers. They're starting to find their offense here in the third round. That one will be some good offense though from Dano, but again, just making it tough. Like that was it had to take a shot from a corner as opposed to directly in front of the goal. So it's a good place to at least force a shot to be taken, even if you don't save it. As a defense, you're giving yourself a good opportunity to cause turnovers if you force enemies to shoot from these tough angles, where it makes for easier saves and harder shots simultaneously. On the other side, it will be Neon taking that over. 5 spotted, looking for that cross pass, cut off by Dano. So as some brawls go on out here, and the stacks come on out here, it will be a shot for Raffo. That is 4-4.
Chaos was able to tie up Reboot's stack in the backfield, giving Farafo enough time to put it in a goal.
So good work from him to get back there on the front line. Tied up here. 4 minutes into this final round of play and our final match of this Saturday night. And it is a fight, as you can see, back and forth. It will go, but Brandon Cecil will find the clear goal again. This one I thought he was going cold for a few minutes. Oh no, he found it and finally got himself another 3.
Brennan's playing aggressive defense, full court press, got the steal and got the 3.
Now reaching for this disc off the joust off that fast defensive stack. A ricocheted clear will find the hands of, looks like nobody except a blue player finally in the other end. A slow roll into a turnover, and now trying to make it over to his teammate before he gets stunned. Neon trying to punch the lights out here of Brennan. Brennan certainly he's been lights out himself on the offensive end. Cakester with a little bit of a move, but stopping that groove, it's Dipman. Great pass to Sweet Potato. She'll have a briefly open lane, gets rid of it, and dishes it, and that's a nice 3-point shot for Reboot.
Now we've got a tie game. Sweet Potato making all the points for her team this round. Great showing. Sweet Potato again proving that she is a great offensive player.
Absolutely. Offense, defense, providing a little bit of it all today here as Cakester rolls on in for Chaos on the QB. Dip contesting that one. Now just looking for a grab on someone as the pass goes through to Dano. Dano needs to get rid of that quickly. You can see as his head was just turning every which way quickly, trying to avoid any turnovers. Up to the ceiling, bounce, pass. Sweet Potato will get the grab though and continue her sweet roll as she goes back into the goal. Brennan with a disc now finds a soft pass on over, perhaps to himself, but no, Dipman slinging it out of there into the corner pocket. Now Brennan, a little bit of a jump there, could see that one coming, and he sees that one as well. So that's 2 points and up by a pair for his team on Chaos.
So for anyone watching that doesn't know what he's doing, Brennan's picking up the disc with a full squat, as low as he can go. And as he sees the defenders approach him, he extends his leg and stands up.
Yeah, really, really effective move, hard to handle. It's, again, one of those things that players kind of across the board and a lot of these teams just squeezing out every little advantage on the moving end. It's a far cry from where it used to be, years ago, even months ago, really, even a year ago. It's just more and more, month by month, they're seeing players really starting to find these new approaches and take heavy advantage of every little thing that they can. Playing out very well for them. Dano finding that disc off of a bit of a bluster in that tunnel, and finally taken back here by Brennan on the other end. He's going to duck under this time, so going for the opposite move that we're used to seeing lately, and then greatly on the stun there. Hopefully not too lately. Dipman going in and slapping it out. That was some good brawling there for Reboot, forcing a turnover at the very least. Now if they can get here on the approach, they might have themselves an open goal. Neon, and it is on line. Right on time for Reboot to take a 1-point lead.
Reboot's playing physical, offensive, defense. They're boosting to it. They were able to get it downfield and pull ahead with 1 point.
Yeah, great third round turnaround for a Reboot. Well, they couldn't really get too many scores on the board. Couldn't get past that Chaos defense in the second one. But just coming in here with all kinds of momentum, really kind of putting a stop to all the momentum that they had built, that Brennan had built last time. That said, it will be a shot attempt here off the nice extra pass. So good job there from Chaos, just recognizing the fact that, hey, we're behind. The clock is winding down. We want to get ourselves the highest opportunity possible. There were a couple of those passes that could have been shot attempts, but they went for 1 or 2 extra ones that bought them the even more open goal. So that was really nice from Chaos. You know here what they need to do to take away the game. Looking for a clear and boost. So now opting for a bit of a different rollout. Seems like it won't pan out quite for them. The stack, the idea was good, but the stack wasn't quite fast enough. I think they missed the regrab, unfortunately. So Farafo will take this disc, look for a clear goal, and that will be damaging to Reboot's opportunity here to come back. There's a 4-point deficit now and a minute left to play.
The Reboot's goalie made a difficult choice, but they pressured Farafo outside the bubble. Farafo didn't miss. He stayed true to his shot, and they pulled ahead by 4.
Yeah, it was a bit of a risky play, and one of those things in the moment, it's a game time call. I think with that amount of time, if you had forced it 2, you would have at least kept it within a 1-possession game, 1-point game, even if they had gone in there for the 2. But at the same time, for all we know, Chaos could have just backed it out and wasted the clock for the last minute. So again, it's not black or white, really. It's not a strategy that I'm saying was the wrong one. It's just, kind of a double-edged sword almost in that regard. But off it goes here to the other side. 14 seconds left. Chaos going to come away with this one, but Reboot at least doing a great job in this third to come back with some ferocity. They had a great first round as well. Couldn't quite get the win, but man, did they look a lot better, especially after some of those adjustments they made. You mentioned the third round, Sputnik and with Sweet Potato. It was a good round for Reboot, but a good win for Chaos just the same.
Yeah, Sweet Potato is a very dynamic player. They, decided to push her to offense after the second round. Mercy, they said they're not going to take it anymore. Sweet Potato was able to, adapt and play on offense, get most of the points that round, and really, really play a strong game.
Yeah, and her and Neon both contributing 5 apiece, and Neon as well at 21 stuns. Not really surprising. I had the camera on him a few times. Those cluster ups happen, and I'd be saying Neon's name quite a few of those times. And, well, over also Dipman with 3 assists. That is always important, facilitating your teammates and your hot hand, which obviously Sweet there. A 5-spotted dog with 7 stuns, and over on the other side for Chaos, much more evenly distributed third round after Brennan's dominant second. 5 points apiece for him and for Raffo. For Kickster, he has 2 points and 2 assists, and Dano the 2 points and 14 stuns, leading his team that department, at least again since the reset. So, bearing that in mind, there's your MVP for that round, and you know what? No surprise there. Sweet Potato had herself a good one. Neon the bruiser, Dipman the team player, and there's Farafo with the catches, quick reflexes. It was a really good showing there overall from Reboot, I feel, getting here against a team in Chaos, which despite the fact that they have been kind of in a chaotic roster situation, Chaos has, I kind of feel like a deceptive record, because despite whatever it says, every time I've watched them, they've looked really good in the context of, like, they haven't even been a full team for most of these weeks, and yet they're coming through and they're making some nice moves, some nice plays. And that's why I say pretty much every week now that I've casted Chaos, once they find their solid fourth and they have a full team, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with, I feel.
Yeah, only time will tell. We don't know who they're going to pick up. Hopefully, it will be someone soon so we can see that roster. We can see who they're going to play with, and we can await their initial round, their inaugural season this January as the VRML Season 1 begins.
Yeah, starting up hopefully ASAP just after the holiday breaks and whatnot. Next week, week 6 of preseason, that is our last week. So matches, for those who haven't heard or haven't read on the Discords and stuff, matches do have to be played, keep in mind, by Saturday, next Saturday for the week. And that'll sort out the seeding for the finals in both regions, top 4 teams. So yeah, we look forward to that closing week and short break. We'll make all our little adjustments and things and come back with an even better season 1. Not that the preseason hasn't been amazing, because it really has been, honestly, but we're going to do our best to go over everything, see what we need to do, what we need to change, and how people and teams are feeling about different things. And yeah, that is the intention.
Yeah, the preseason has been great, but I'm ready for the season to begin.
And I think people at home are too. Players and spectators alike. And sweet potatoes alike. But yeah, that will do it for our game here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Be sure to join us tomorrow. I don't think I even need to say it, but I will anyway, because we have 19 matches on the board. Basically, we're starting off at 11 or 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And there's essentially 1 to 2 matches every hour, pretty much up until something like 9 Central. So 10 Central, in fact. So basically all day long, if you want to watch Echo Arena, you can tune in at any point on any of the 3 channels, and you'll probably find yourself a game. So that's going to be fun to deal with. And deal with in the sense that I want to deal with it, because it's my thing. But yeah, looking forward to it. And Sputnik, I know, will be joining me for a lot of these. Sir Dimwee, we saw him in the chat. He'll be joining us for a lot of those as well. Speaking of chat, thank you to everyone there for joining us on these 2 matches tonight. It's been fun.
It has been fun, and we will see you tomorrow for a ton of games.
Oh yes. And then after that time is over, even some more time of games. Till then, I've been Palidore. That's been SputnikKobra. This has been VRML preseason, and we are off to prepare us for a mighty big day tomorrow. Have a good night.